February 27, 2026 will be a huge day for Pokemon. Actually, it might just be the most important day for Pokemon ever. If you don't know, February 27th is the day of the original Red and Green games release, and it marks an important day for the franchise, Pokemon Day. We usually get the biggest news of the year for Pokemon on this day, and this day will be very important next year because Gen 10 will most likely be shown to us, and honestly, there's a lot riding on this one day. This is why I think Pokemon has been silent on any sort of big news for a while, and 100% is the reason why the last Pokemon Presents pretty much was just filler. They're really saving the big guns for this day. This next Pokemon Day will mark the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, which means this will be a huge celebration for the franchise, but there's just one problem. Generation 9 as a whole has been pretty controversial throughout the years, with mixed opinions on Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and even Legend ZA to an extent, even though at the time of this recording it hasn't released yet. Some fans have turned their back on the franchise, so this next big game is really riding on a lot. The flagship title for Gen 10 must deliver in order to regain some trust that's been lost. And I'm not just talking about the main Gen 10 release. As a whole, we just need a stronger lineup in general. Remember Pokemon Mystery Dungeons? Because I sure do. It's been a whole 5 years since we last got a Mystery Dungeon games, and I'm kind of missing the spin-off. I was one of like the 5 people hoping that when we were revisiting the Sinnoh region that we would get a remastered version of Pokemon Explorers of Sky and Darkness. Those spin-off games, while not as popular as the main games, gave Pokemon a different feeling since we got to play from the perspective of a Pokemon. The game felt adventurous and required a lot of strategy in order to clear various dungeons. And I don't know if this is a hot take, but I'd even say that the Mystery Dungeon games were far more adventurous than Pokemon Legends Arceus even, and that's saying a lot because I love that game too. Besides that, competition continues to heat up for Game Freak. First it was Power World, which I have not played yet, and now even Amino is looking to take a bite out of the pie. Pokemon actually needs to turn up the heat because it could seriously lose some of its audience if the games continue to disappoint fans. Like honestly, if Power World dropped a sequel, it would definitely do well. As a matter of fact, if it dropped on the same week as the main Gen 10 game, I could see it very well competing with Pokemon. It's not even that crazy to say either because I personally know some longtime fans that are actually starting to check out of Pokemon because of the lack of quality. Now I've been posting for a while now and I've been staying up to date with Pokemon content, and basically anything can have poor reception, but for Pokemon this has to be an all-time high. People are actually starting to check out. Take the recent July 2025 Pokemon Presents for instance. I went in expecting really nothing, but from what I saw, most fans were expecting something big. And to be fair, that expectation is pretty valid considering they announced this Pokemon Presents 2 months in advance. This type of stuff makes people want to pay attention to Pokemon less and less, and this isn't the only instance either because look at the original release of Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. People were furious. I still to this day have friends tell me that they don't think Legends ZA will be a good game, and that opinion is 100% valid after Scarlet and Violet, especially since the fix for the game ended up costing someone an extra $500. It's so sad to see the community now be in distrust with Game Freak too after they delivered incredible memorable titles in the past. And Pokemon is still really an untapped well, honestly, even after all these years. The franchise in my opinion still has so much to offer, and there's endless potential in the direction the franchise could go. The fan projects such as Gamma Emerald prove that HD 2D remakes are a good concept and people want them. How about a survival game similar to Arc or Power World? What about an MMO for Pokemon like the fan-made games Pokémon and Pokémon? Like if Pokemon actually went on PC and released a title on Steam, I'm sure fans would have their wallets lined up. You see what I mean? There are obvious avenues for Pokemon to explore, and yet they choose to be complacent. But why? Nostalgia is truly the weapon that Pokemon continues to use. I mean, have you seen TCG releases whenever Gen 1 is released as a set? People go rabid these days over those cards. As long as they have this weapon, they will continue to do as they're doing now, and it's gonna keep working unfortunately. Die-hard fans will continue to keep buying these releases, which will create more complacency. So unless competition actually increases in a meaningful way, Pokemon will continue to remain complacent and thrive from everything regardless.